Alright guys, we've got a different little video we're going to do. This is what I've been doing with the Masters. We'll see if I can make this work for you this morning. And yes, it's another matte production and it's featuring Mason and King Edward. And it's funny because they have no idea what is going on. Well, this is actually taking place several years ago, probably in the 40s or 50s if I remember right. I could be completely wrong. And this is a true story, but I can't remember the actual characters, so that's where Mason and Eddie come in. Well, there's this stunt pilot, and we'll call this guy Mason. And he flies, and he flies, and he does all sorts of tricks, and you know, he can even fly upside down. He flies way up high, and then he comes all the way down here, and then, you know, he keeps flying down, and then this guy comes up and he flies over here. I mean, he goes all over the place. This guy is amazing, and people come from all over just to watch Mason fly because he's that fantastic. Well, one day he's flying along, and all of a sudden his plane literally catches on fire. And you know, he's absolutely terrified because he does not have any idea what is going on. And so he's just simply flying around saying, "Ah, help me! What's going on?" And he keeps flying around. And he's flying, and he's just trying to bring this thing in to finally set down. And he's flying down, and he comes in. And Mason is such a fantastic pilot. He actually sets this thing down on the runway and gets out. And he's safe. And through all of this, he's shaken pretty bad, but he knows that there was simply a mistake that had been made, and so he's going to go through and try to figure out what happened. And he keeps a cool head throughout all of this. He's an amazing person, and he's safe. He's unscathed. He's not harmed some way somehow, even though his plane was literally in flames. In this story, Mason dyes his hair blonde. And I don't know why, that's just what happens, and he likes pants the color of the road. And so he finds Eddie, and Eddie is the person that fueled up his plane. And this was a terrible thing, and Eddie feels absolutely terrible. His head's just down, he feels all kind of busted up, but Mason likes him because he's got a blue shirt on and white pants and red hair, so it reminds him of America and how much he loves America. Not true, that's not really part of the story, but anyway, he goes up to him and says, you filled up my plane with jet fuel, didn't you? And he said, yeah. And basically what happened is, in the real life story, he filled up the plane with the wrong fuel, causing it to catch fire. So Mason puts his arm around King Edward and says, "It's okay, I know you won't ever do that again. I trust you. You're filling my jet tomorrow." And so he goes from fueling his small stunt plane to fueling something that is worth much more and is much more dangerous. But Mason says, "I trust you anyway. I know you're going to be fine. I know you're going to be okay. And, you know, we messed up once. That's okay." And I think this is a lot like Paul and Barnabas and Silas and John Mark. You know, Barnabas saw a lot in John Mark and does exactly what Mason does for Eddie here and gives him more responsibility, even though he messed up, because he knows he's going to be better in the future. If Mason would have just chewed out King Edward, what would it have done? It had just been a bad deal all the way around, and he would have never really recovered that well, and he'd have been beaten down. But instead, Mason made him a better person with more responsibility and able to do more things. These are the kind of friends we need to be, and we need to surround ourselves with. People that believe in each other, and that no matter what, they will do the best for each other. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks a lot.